Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and welcome to my house. In this video, I'm showing you a new application that came out in the November 2023 store release from ServiceNow. It is the first of many that I want to show, and this one is called Configuration Hub. So Configuration Hub is a new application that was released with that Q4 store release. Let's go ahead and take a look at that application in the ServiceNow store. You can see browse all related tables, configurations, and metadata records for any installed application on your instance, and it's available for ServiceNow Developer Portal instances. So I actually installed this last night, and when I installed it, I could not get to it. I don't know why. It's supposed to show up in the admin menu as Configuration Hub. It's also supposed to show up here. If you go to Admin Center, there's a link for Configuration Hub. That was missing last night when I did this. I went and ran some updates overnight. I went to sleep. I came back to my desk this morning, and now it's here. So if you install this, it should work in your PDI. If you don't see it right away, take a nap. Go to sleep, and then it'll just magically appear, and then you'll be able to do what I'm doing in this video. So let's check it out. I'm going to use the admin menu. We're going to go to Configuration Hub. This is what the landing page looks like. We can search for applications in the instance, or we can go to some guided administration consoles. I actually haven't been to one, so let's go ahead and open up the SOW or Service Operations Workspace Admin Console. Take a look at what that looks like. So all of the looks like the administrative things you might need in order to administer the Service Operations Workspace, like the landing page, the record page for an incident, landing page redirection, some additional setup. I'm in my PDI, so I don't have the integration with Microsoft Teams installed at the moment, but I could go ahead and get the app, which will probably take me to the store. And then we see some helpful links to documentation there for SOW configuration guide, the forum, process workshop presentation, and I know this is supposed to be about Configuration Hub, but let's look at page customization. So if I want to customize that, so that's one thing there. Let's go back to Configuration Hub. So you've probably already seen these other administration consoles, but we can actually browse different product families down here below. So let's take a look at let's go with IT Service Management. That one's one that everybody should know. We can see now we've got a summary of any change in total errors, subscriptions that need review, 65 customizations. This one is a little misleading because I don't really make customizations in my PDI, and when I clicked on this, everything that's in the list is like stuff that ServiceNow did, not me. So there's some import sets for Service Operations Workspace, fixed load transitions. Let's go to the next page here. This is stuff that I did not actively do, but it's showing up in customization. So I wouldn't put too much weight on how custom your instance might be based on that particular widget. But let's take a look down here. So I have 19 applications installed. Change management for Service Operations Workspace. Let's go ahead and explore those records. And this is the gist of what you're going to get in Configuration Hub, is the ability to see all the different types of configurations associated with that. So look at the left hand side here. We've got all the different types of configurations you might do, like access controls, business rules, actions, catalog items, catalogs, data policies, flows. So you can see all that there. So I got 44 access controls for this is the change management for Service Operations Workspace. Notice I got the little push pin if I want to pin any of these at the top, so they stay there at the top. Now what happened there? It went somewhere. Oh, so there's this piece up here. These are already pinned. I have to do that to unpin them, and now if I want to bring them back, I have to pin it and it'll bring back access control. So sorry, a little misleading there. Pin tables are up top, and then down here are the other tables where you can see I've got other configurations. So change contextual sidebar cards. There's 25 of them for this particular workspace, and so you can see how to go in here and look at those. So I thought that was interesting. I've actually thought about an idea of seeing everything in one place for an application. If you go to the closest thing we had to it before this was App Engine Studio, and then if you remember before App Engine Studio there was Studio, and the only downside of this, let's open up my ServiceNow Store Updates application. This is a custom application that I built that crawls the ServiceNow Store. Notice along the top there I've got 44 total things, but 7 data related things, probably tables, 12 experience related items, 19 logic and automation, and 6 security. But there's a lot more going on in my application besides these 44 things that show up in App Engine Studio. So I had been thinking it would be nice to expose these somehow, and of course they've done this with Configuration Hub. Let's go ahead and use this drop down now and switch to ServiceNow Store Updates. So I will, I'm actually looking in the IT Service Management app, so I can't go do that. So notice here it's telling me I'm in IT Service Management. I've also got a breadcrumb here telling me I'm in IT Service Management. So let's go to All Products, and then I'll just go ahead and search for ServiceNow Store. And I should see my custom application. There it is. You can tell it's custom with the X underscore and my, I think that's an old PDI number that's that 417399. But now I'm looking at my application in a ServiceNow Store Update. So notice there's 1,299 records in my application. I didn't even know there were that many records in that versus the 44 that show up in App Engine Studio. And then what I actually found helpful, rather than using these pin tables, which fine, that's cool. I can use that, or I can search for, maybe I want to see flows. So I'll just search for flows and maybe, yeah, so it goes straight to the flows right there. What I actually found more helpful is, I'm just going to go back to all records. I went and grouped by class before I recorded this video. I was like, yeah, this is actually more helpful to me than using this navigation here. And now I can see, okay, oh, that's right, I have a scheduled import for importing the ServiceNow sitemap. Oh, and I also have some scheduled exports where I'm exporting crawl stats every 3 days, the store app version history every 3 days, my store apps every 3 days. I'm exporting my episodes every week because my episodes only come out once a week. So I've got a good inventory of what's going on in my application. There's my application menus. There's my application modules related to those menus. Notice I've got 37 complex objects using in Flow Designer where I'm manipulating and crawling all this stuff. I've got 8 different tables in my application. So this is really, really neat. I was really excited when I saw this on the previous ServiceNow Store Highlights episode. Wow, look at all this other stuff. I got flows and flow variables. I got some numbers. These are the auto numbers from my tables. I even got a system property to escape my crawl. I forgot about that. All my cross-scope privileges. And this is neat because I can just hop over to anything that I need. So here, I actually updated the transform map recently. So let's click on that and check out the ServiceNow Store sitemap transform. There it is. I'm looking at that record and I can see anything about it. And I should mention, when I'm looking at all records, you can, it actually is by default sorted by updated. So if you were wondering like, hey, what changed in an application, actually I just did a bunch of updates. So let's actually go look at one more time before we close out the show. Let's look at a CMDB workspace got updated. I know that. So let's go ahead and search. I'm not seeing my search. Go to all products. There we go. And we'll just search for CMDB workspace or CMDB work. And there it is, CMDB workspace. So this got updated last night when I did my updates. And now it's sorting by everything that I got updated. And you can see even the date, 11/16. All this stuff got updated. Dictionary entries, an archive rule got added, some table subscription configurations, a deleted application file. There we go. So that happened last night. Let's keep going here. What else changed? Some answers, some choice sets, some field labels. This is pretty neat in order to kind of maybe even troubleshoot. You're just trying to figure out what's different or what changed. And then, of course, you can click on these and it'll take you to that actual record. So I'm already a fan of this new application configuration hub. I think you should add it to your instance, your PDI, and your production, sub-production instances, because who doesn't want to go in and browse all the assets, browse all the records and artifacts for an application to see what's in there. And as an administrator, this is hugely helpful rather than having to go to the menu to the different tables for those things and then find your application in that table. I like this way better, very app-centric, and then going out to what you need. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody who you think might be interested in diving into all the details of their application in the new configuration hub in ServiceNow. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.